What if the key to transforming your health wasn't a pill, but something as simple as what's on your plate? What if the vegetables you eat every day held compounds powerful enough to boost immunity, fight disease, and even help detoxify your body? And here's the twist: some of the healthiest vegetables don't just add flavor to your meals, they actively protect your body at the cellular level. I'm Dr. Nana, and today on Senior Health Boost, we're diving into the top 10 healthiest vegetables you can eat. From immune defense to natural detox, these foods have been studied for thousands of years, and modern science keeps proving their value. Let's start with number 10 on our list, garlic. Garlic has been prized across cultures for centuries, not just for flavor, but for its powerful medicinal properties. Even today, many people turn to garlic when they feel their immune system needs a lift. Personally, I eat garlic almost every day, not just for health, but because I genuinely love its taste. The secret behind garlic's power is a compound called allicin. This is what gives garlic its distinct aroma, sharp taste, and many of its health benefits. But here's the amazing part: allicin is just one of 33 sulfur-containing compounds in garlic. Sulfur compounds are the real heroes in many plant foods. They're known to support the body in remarkable ways, even helping people manage complex conditions like multiple sclerosis by reducing inflammation and supporting detoxification. Another critical compound is cysteine. If you've ever heard of the supplement NAC and acetylcysteine, it's because cysteine is converted into glutathione, the body's most powerful antioxidant. Glutathione is essential for detoxifying and cleaning out harmful byproducts from your system, keeping your cells resilient and healthy. Of course, garlic also contains valuable vitamins and minerals. But realistically, you're not going to eat garlic in huge quantities for nutrition alone. The reason garlic stands out is because even in small amounts, its compounds pack an extraordinary punch. And here's something to keep in mind: while cooked garlic is milder and easier to eat in larger amounts, allicin is most active when garlic is raw and freshly crushed. That means it's a smart idea to include a mix of both raw and cooked garlic in your diet. And yes, garlic does come with a few side effects. The most obvious? Body odor. But maybe that's not such a bad trade-off, since garlic is also famously said to repel mosquitoes, and perhaps even vampires. Coming in at number 9 is onion, garlic's close relative in the same plant family. Like garlic, onions are rich in sulfur compounds and cysteine, which the body can convert into glutathione. Both foods also supply a variety of vitamins and minerals, which is one of the main reasons vegetables are so vital for overall health, especially minerals, which are difficult to get without eating generous amounts of vegetables. But here's something you need to know: onions are a little higher in carbohydrates than most of the other vegetables on this list. They contain about 7.5 grams of net carbs per 100 grams, which makes them the highest carb vegetable among the top 10. Does that mean you should avoid onions? Not necessarily. It depends on your carbohydrate tolerance and metabolic health. Today, most people, especially those who are overweight, struggle with carbohydrate intolerance. Their bodies can't handle sugar or starch as well as they used to. For these people, a low-carb diet is often the best solution. So when it comes to onions, moderation is key. Eating one medium onion a day, which is around 100 grams, is usually fine. Just don't go overboard. Now, there's another important point about both garlic and onion. If you have SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, you'll want to pay attention. Normally, bacteria should be concentrated in the large intestine, not the small intestine. But in SIBO, bacteria migrate where they don't belong. When you eat the wrong foods, especially those rich in certain carbohydrates, you feed these bacteria directly, leading to gas, bloating, and major digestive discomfort. That brings us to the concept of FODMAPs. This stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. In simple terms, they are types of carbohydrates, often short to medium chain sugars, that the body doesn't absorb very well. Garlic and onions are high in fructooligosaccharides, one type of FODMAP. Because your body doesn't absorb them efficiently, they travel down into the intestines and become food for bacteria. If you struggle with digestive symptoms and suspect SIBO, it might help to look into FODMAP-friendly diets. One helpful trick is soaking garlic and onions, which can pull out some of those fermentable carbohydrates and make them easier to tolerate. So why did I choose these specific vegetables for this top 10 list? Because they deliver an incredible amount of nutrients without loading your body with sugar. They're rich in the minerals your body craves most, like potassium and magnesium, along with plenty of other micronutrients. And when you balance them with healthy amounts of sodium from added salt, you create the perfect nutritional foundation for your health. Next, we'll continue climbing the list with more powerful vegetables low in sugar, high in nutrients, and essential for restoring balance in the body. Stay with me, I'm Dr. Nana, and let's move on to the next superfood in our countdown. In the last part, we talked about the power of garlic and onions, and how their sulfur compounds and antioxidants play a big role in detoxifying the body. Now, as we move further into the list of the top 10 healthiest vegetables, let's not only look at their nutrients but also consider how much of them we can realistically eat, how they support the liver, and which ones are safest to buy when organic options aren't available. Serving size and perspective. Take parsley, for example. I absolutely love parsley. I even make a Middle Eastern-inspired salad called tabbouleh. When I prepare it for 2 people, I use just over an ounce, about 35 grams of parsley total, which comes out to around 17 grams per person. That little bit adds some nutrients and flavor, but it's not nearly the same as eating a full serving of broccoli or cauliflower. And that's an important point. While herbs like parsley pack a punch in terms of flavor and micronutrients, the actual serving size is much smaller compared to hearty vegetables. It's not that parsley isn't healthy, it is, but it simply doesn't provide the same bulk of nutrition you'd get from larger cruciferous vegetables. So as you think about building your meals, keep serving size in mind. Most of the vegetables on this list are especially good for liver cleansing, and here's why. They either contain organosulfur compounds that help the body detoxify and produce glutathione, the master antioxidant, or they belong to the cruciferous family, which means they're rich in phytonutrients that directly support liver function. These compounds act almost like a broom, sweeping out toxins and metabolic waste so your body can reset and heal more effectively. Number 8. Brussels sprouts. Next up is Brussels sprouts. They're part of the cruciferous family, right alongside broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. Like their cousins, Brussels sprouts are incredible for supporting the liver. But Brussels sprouts also have a standout compound called kaempferol. Research has shown that kaempferol works as an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory, and even carries potential anti-cancer properties. Imagine your liver as a busy detox factory. Brussels sprouts provide extra tools and protective agents to keep that factory running smoothly. And while some people remember Brussels sprouts from childhood as bitter or unpleasant, preparation makes all the difference. Roasting them with a drizzle of olive oil brings out a caramelized sweetness, making them both delicious and deeply nourishing. Number 7. Tomatoes. Now let's move to number 7. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are among the most versatile vegetables, or technically, fruits that we eat. You can enjoy them raw in salads, snack on cherry tomatoes straight from the bowl, or simmer them into sauces that bring depth to almost any dish. Nutritionally, tomatoes are loaded with vitamins, minerals, and 2 key antioxidants, lycopene and lutein. These compounds have been widely studied for their ability to support heart health, protect vision, and even reduce the risk of certain cancers. But here's the reminder. While it's fascinating to learn the names of specific compounds, don't get lost in the weeds. You don't need to memorize a chemistry textbook to eat well. Instead, focus on the big picture. Tomatoes are nutrient-dense, widely available, and easy to incorporate into your meals. That's what really matters. Why these vegetables were chosen? So why did I select these particular vegetables for the top 10 list? There were a few reasons. 1. Availability. You can find them in most grocery stores. 2. Affordability. They're not exotic or prohibitively expensive. 3. Year-round access. Many of them are available across all seasons. 4. Taste and usability. I personally enjoy them, and I know practical ways to prepare them in everyday meals. After all, the healthiest vegetable in the world won't help you if you never eat it because it's too rare, too costly, or you don't know what to do with it. The Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. Let's talk about pesticides, because how your vegetables are grown matters. Each year, researchers publish lists known as the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. These lists measure the amount of chemical residues found on produce after it reaches the store. Here's where I have a bit of a pet peeve. Stores often label foods as organic versus conventional. But think about it, organic isn't the exception. Organic farming is how the planet functioned for thousands of years before chemicals were introduced. Conventional is actually the newer method, spraying crops with pesticides and poisons. If anything, we should be labeling it as poison grown. But of course, marketing doesn't work that way. So what does this mean for your shopping choices? If budget is tight and you can't always buy organic, prioritize. The Clean 15 are foods that generally have the lowest pesticide residues. These include avocado, onion, eggplant, asparagus. Others that fall on the safer side include cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, and mushrooms, all of which consistently test with very low levels of pesticides. On the other hand, the dirty dozen are the foods you really want to buy, organic whenever possible. These often include spinach, tomatoes, celery, potatoes. If these are staples in your diet, it's worth spending the extra money to avoid excess pesticide exposure. Think of it as an investment in your health. Number 6. Cabbage. Definitely for this section, let's highlight number 6 on the list, cabbage. Cabbage is a true champion when it comes to affordability and nutrition. It's one of the cheapest foods you can buy, just a few cents for a head that can turn into several meals. That makes it one of the most accessible superfoods out there. And nutritionally, cabbage shines as part of the cruciferous family, meaning it supports liver detox, just like Brussels sprouts and broccoli. But it also delivers a huge dose of vitamin C. Here's a common misconception. Many people think they need oranges or orange juice to get their daily vitamin C. The truth is, you can get more vitamin C from cabbage, and without the sugar load of fruit juice. Cabbage is also incredibly versatile. You can enjoy it raw in coleslaw, saute it with garlic and olive oil, add it to soups, or ferment it into sauerkraut for probiotics and gut health. It's one of those foods that proves you don't have to spend a lot to eat well. So, we've covered parsley's serving size, the detoxifying power of cruciferous vegetables, and the specific benefits of Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, and cabbage. Each one contributes to better liver health, stronger immunity, and long-term resilience. Next, we'll move higher up the list as we continue with the top 5 vegetables: nutrient-dense, low in sugar, and essential for anyone who wants to build lasting health. Stay tuned, I'm Dr. Nana, and in the next part, we'll explore even more powerful foods for your body. Earlier, we explored the powerful benefits of cabbage, how versatile it is, how affordable, and why it's one of the best natural sources of vitamin C. But cabbage also leads us into a broader topic: gut health and the role vegetables play in shaping the microbiome. Cabbage, coleslaw, and the microbiome. Cabbage can be enjoyed raw, cooked, or even in something as simple as coleslaw. And here's the key: coleslaw doesn't need to be drowned in sugar or heavy dressing to be delicious. With just a drizzle of olive oil, a splash of vinegar, a pinch of salt, and a sprinkle of herbs like basil, you can create a refreshing, nutrient-packed salad that truly supports your health. But when we think about cabbage and other vegetables, it's not just about vitamins and minerals. It's also about how they interact with the microbiome, the diverse community of over 40 trillion microbes living in your gut. These microorganisms are essential for digestion, immunity, and even mood regulation. Fiber is the main fuel for the beneficial bacteria in your gut. When you eat carbohydrates, you subtract the fiber portion because you can't digest it. Instead, that fiber travels down the digestive tract and becomes food for the right bacteria, the ones you want to flourish. By contrast, sugar tends to feed harmful bacteria and yeast, tipping the balance in the wrong direction. This imbalance is called dysbiosis, and it's one of the root causes of digestive issues, inflammation, and poor immunity. Fermentation and probiotics, where fermentation becomes powerful. When you ferment vegetables, you're not just getting fiber, you're also introducing live beneficial bacteria, often referred to as probiotics. Cabbage, once again, stands out because it's the foundation for sauerkraut, one of the most popular and accessible fermented foods. But nearly any vegetable can be fermented. The more fermented foods you include in your diet, the stronger your microbiome becomes. People often ask me about probiotics. Do I need to take supplements? Probiotics can be helpful, but they're not magic. Think of them like seeds. If you buy a capsule with 20 billion units, those are just seeds. For seeds to grow, they need healthy soil. If you scatter flower seeds on concrete, nothing happens. But if you plant them in rich, fertile soil, they flourish. Your gut is that soil. If it's damaged from sugar, processed food, or chronic inflammation, probiotic supplements won't do much. That's why it's critical to first build a healthy foundation: whole foods, more fiber, fewer sugars, and regular fermented foods. Once you've created healthy soil, probiotics can truly thrive and work as intended. Number 5. Bell pepper. Moving up the list, we come to number 5, bell pepper. Bell peppers are vibrant, flavorful, and one of the best natural sources of vitamin C. In fact, they provide far more vitamin C than orange juice without the sugar spike. With only 3-4 net carbs, they're low enough to fit comfortably into nearly any diet, including low-carb and keto. What makes bell peppers so appealing is their versatility. You can eat them raw in a salad, saute them with onions for fajitas, roast them for a smoky sweetness, or even enjoy them as a simple snack. Pairing bell pepper slices with a piece of ham, a chicken wing, or a hard-boiled egg creates a quick, nutrient-dense bite. It's one of those foods that's as enjoyable as it is practical. You can eat them every day without getting bored. Number 4. Cauliflower. Next on the list is cauliflower, one of the most celebrated members of the cruciferous family. Like its relatives, cauliflower supports the liver, helps the body detoxify, and provides a wealth of vitamins and minerals. One standout nutrient is potassium, which is critical for heart health, muscle function, and maintaining proper fluid balance. Cauliflower is also impressively low in carbs, about 3% net carbs, which explains why it has become such a favorite in the low-carb community. With so much potassium and so few carbs, it's a perfect food for balancing nutrition while keeping blood sugar stable. One of cauliflower's biggest strengths is its versatility. You can steam it, roast it, mash it into a low-carb substitute for potatoes, or rice it for use in stir-fries and grain-free dishes. It's easy to eat large servings, 300 to 400 grams in a meal, giving you almost half your daily potassium needs in one go. A word of caution on cauliflower products, but here's one of my personal frustrations. Cauliflower has become so trendy that food manufacturers have started labeling all kinds of products as made with cauliflower. You'll see cauliflower pizza crusts, cauliflower chips, and more. The problem? In most of these products, cauliflower is just a token ingredient. When you read the fine print, you'll find that 90% or more of the product is still made from other starches: wheat, rice flour, or corn. As a result, these so-called cauliflower crusts often contain just as many carbs as the regular wheat versions. So don't be fooled by the label. Just because something is advertised as made with cauliflower or gluten-free doesn't make it automatically healthy. Always check the ingredients. True health comes from eating whole, unprocessed foods, not clever marketing. Honorable mentions. No, while we're focusing on just 10 vegetables in this list, there are plenty of others that deserve recognition. Here are a few honorable mentions that are absolutely worth including in your meals. Mushrooms, rich in antioxidants and immune support. Green beans, simple, versatile, and nutrient-rich. Celery, hydrating and mineral-dense. Asparagus, packed with fiber and detox-supporting compounds. Parsley, flavorful and rich in micronutrients. Eggplant, full of antioxidants like niacin for brain health. These vegetables didn't make the official top 10, but they are still excellent choices to rotate into your diet. Variety, after all, is one of the keys to long-term health. So far, we've seen how cabbage supports gut health, why fermentation strengthens the microbiome, and how bell peppers and cauliflower provide powerful nutrition without excess carbs. We've also highlighted some honorable mentions that show just how broad your vegetable options truly are. Coming up next, we'll reveal the final vegetables in the top 3 spots, foods that pack the strongest punch for your health, detox, and longevity. Stay with me, I'm Dr. Nana, and let's continue the countdown together. Throughout this journey, we've looked at a wide variety of vegetables, some that I eat every day, and others that I eat less often but still recognize as excellent choices. Vegetables like zucchini, radishes, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and collard greens all bring unique benefits to the table, even if they don't make my personal top list as staples. Now, before we reach the very top of the countdown, I want to remind you of something important. The quality of your food matters just as much as the type. That's where the concept of the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15 comes into play. The Dirty Dozen vs. the Clean 15. Every year, researchers test common fruits and vegetables for pesticide residue, and the results are categorized into 2 groups. The Clean 15 are the ones least likely to contain pesticides, making them safer choices when buying non-organic. For example, mushrooms and asparagus are on this list, which means you can usually buy them conventionally without much worry. On the other hand, the Dirty Dozen are heavily contaminated crops. Vegetables like celery, spinach, and kale fall into this category, which means they're far more likely to carry pesticide residues. If these are foods you enjoy, it's worth paying extra for the organic version. There are also some vegetables, marked in white on the list, where there isn't enough data available because not every plant gets tested each year. And when it comes to eggplant and zucchini, I personally stick to organic whenever possible. The reason? Much of the eggplant on the market today is genetically modified, and zucchini also falls into that category. Choosing organic is a simple way to avoid that concern. Number 3. Broccoli. No, we enter the middle round, the final 3 spots. At number 3, we have broccoli. Broccoli is a nutritional powerhouse. It's part of the cruciferous family, which means it contains compounds that actively support liver detoxification, boost immunity, and help restore balance in the body. With only about 4% net carbohydrates, broccoli is low-carb friendly, yet dense with nutrients. One of the reasons I love broccoli is its versatility. You can steam it, roast it, saute it, or even grill it. Its mild, slightly sweet flavor makes it easy to eat regularly. But here's a point that often frustrates me. When you look up the benefits of broccoli or similar searches, you often see claims that broccoli can treat certain diseases: cancer, osteoporosis, diabetes, or even aging itself. This language can be misleading. Here's why. In the medical world, the word treat refers to a pharmaceutical approach. A treatment, by definition, involves suppressing symptoms or interfering with a process, basically blocking what the body is trying to do. That's not how food works. Food doesn't treat disease. Instead, food supports the body. It provides the raw materials, the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber that the body needs in order to repair, detoxify, and function properly. So, when you hear that broccoli treats cancer or treats diabetes, understand that's not literally true. What broccoli actually does is support your body's natural ability to heal. When the body is given what it needs, balance is restored, and health improves. That's the real magic of food. In short, broccoli isn't a treatment, it's a tool. A tool that allows the body to function as it was designed to. Number 2. Lettuce. At number 2 is something so simple, but so powerful: lettuce. There are dozens of varieties of lettuce: romaine, green leaf, red leaf, butterhead, iceberg, and the blends often sold as spring mix. Each type has its own subtle taste and texture, but they all share a common benefit: they're nutrient-dense, hydrating, and incredibly low in calories and carbs. Lettuce is one of my favorite foods for its sheer volume. You can fill an entire bowl with lettuce, top it with vegetables, proteins, and healthy fats, and create a meal that is deeply satisfying while still being light. It's perfect for anyone who wants to eat more but consume fewer carbs and calories. Personally, I enjoy salads several times a week. Sometimes I'll roll slices of cheese or ham inside large lettuce leaves for a quick, refreshing snack. Other times, I'll use lettuce as a bun substitute for hamburgers. I'll layer a bed of romaine or green leaf on a plate, top it with a burger patty, load it with fresh toppings, and enjoy all the flavor without the bread. Lettuce may not sound glamorous, but it's one of the most practical, versatile foods you can eat. And it's precisely that simplicity that makes it so powerful. Number 1. Avocado. Finally, the number 1 healthiest vegetable, or technically, fruit on the list: avocado. Avocados might just be nature's most perfect food. They contain only about 2% net carbs, since most of their carbohydrate content is actually fiber. That fiber is not only good for digestion, it feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, strengthening your microbiome. Avocados are also rich in potassium, about 500 milligrams per 100 grams. Just 2 or 3 avocados can provide most of your daily potassium needs. And unlike other water-rich plant foods, avocados are genuinely filling. Why? Because they're packed with healthy fats. This combination of fiber, fat, and nutrients makes them satisfying in a way few other plant foods can match. And the versatility is unmatched. You can slice avocado over an omelet, add it to chili, mash it into guacamole, or simply drizzle olive oil or vinaigrette into the pit cavity and eat it with a spoon. I personally make guacamole several times a week. It's quick, delicious, and pairs with almost anything. Another reason avocados rank number 1? They're part of the clean 15. That means they're among the least likely to carry pesticides, so if you're hesitant to spend extra money on organic, avocados are one food where conventional options are generally safe. And there you have it, the top 10 healthiest vegetables you can eat, from garlic at number 10 all the way to avocado at number 1. Along the way, we've talked about how these vegetables support the liver, feed the microbiome, balance blood sugar, and provide the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants your body needs to thrive. Remember this: Food doesn't treat disease. It nourishes, strengthens, and restores balance so your body can do what it was designed to do: heal itself. Eating well is about creating the right environment for health, one meal at a time. If you found value in this video, I encourage you to take the next step. Start by adding more of these vegetables into your meals this week, whether it's a fresh salad, a bowl of guacamole, or a simple plate of steamed broccoli. Your body will thank you. And before you go, don't forget, give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends or family who want to improve their health, and hit subscribe to join us here at Senior Health Boost. Tap the bell so you never miss another video packed with life-changing health tips. I'm Dr. Nana, and I want to thank you for spending this time with me. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.